Hi there, Cancer. Healing Grasshopper, here to do your last week in July reading, the 24th to the 31st. Mm-hmm. We've got the Ten of Wands. So, and it's in the beginning of your reading, which Ten of Wands talks about feeling somewhat encumbered and overburdened. Like, oh God, this is a lot. I'm overwhelmed, you know, but he's on his way to this castle over here. It's like he's almost finished with the hard work, which is significant in the beginning of your reading because it's a reassurance that things are about to work out well for you. So this is like the don't give up card. Your Empress. Wow. Okay. All of these are us. What's our next card? Page of Cups. Empress is not reversed. Okay, so Empress is about it is an energy of being exalted and being in one's power and knowing very well how to tap into one's uh, creativity, full of ideas type thing. But most of the time, and especially in this reading, it is the knowing who one is, knowing who you are card, and being proud of who you are. The Page of Cups is about your desires. The Fool next, or the Fool in the center? No, Fool here. Okay, no love. So, what it looks like so far, what it looks like, because the feeling is not fully developed yet. That there is a departure from an interpersonal relationship or situation. Okay. So Spirit is saying this is romantic. If I'm not mistaken, Cancer, in your past readings, there's been quite a bit of you moving away from an old relationship, and that's what this is talking about. I always stress, by the way, that the lovers almost never means what it says. It's usually not about romantic lovers. It's about people being placed in a situation. But in your case, it really does seem as though it is depicting actual lovers. But we'll see how that progresses in a moment. We've got King of Swords that's talking about cutting things out. And it's next to the lovers that is sandwiched by, on the other side, the Fool, which is talking about taking a leap. And it's especially in the position um, moving away from the lovers. So this is taking a leap out of a relationship. you know? And let's not forget in the beginning of our reading, the Ten of Wands is like, enough already. You know, this is a lot. I want this to be done already. What else we got, sweet? Okay. Aha. Right? So Gemini got the same two cards in different positions, but the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands together in a reading talks about it's like a concentrated sick and tired card. And I was telling Gemini that Nine of Wands is like sick and tired, but Ten of Wands is like, don't give up, you're almost there. So these two are corresponding to each other. And look how they're in the same line. And the key to a departure from the sick and tired feeling is taking the leap away from it. The Fool in the center, right? So this is really a reassurance for Cancer that you are doing the right thing. This is not a revelation. This is something that you've been considering anyway, or in the process of doing. So it's like, there's hopefully a level of comfort that you have that spirit is telling you directly you're doing the right thing and choosing yourself and moving away from this energy that does not serve you. Okay? High Priestess. Yeah. You see? This is spirit reassuring you. This is you checking in with spirit, following your intuition, the High Priestess is. Page of Swords. King of Swords is not reversed. Okay. Let's look at this sentence here. You've got sick and tired here. You've got checking in with your intuition and gaining clarity moving forward, Page of Swords. Okay. All right. So we've got the Four of Pentacles and the results position here. This is ours too, right? Reversed? Okay, so we've got Pentacles. So the Pentacles often represent material gain and money, but that's not what it represents in this reading. The Pentacles represent your interests and what you want for yourself, in an abstract way. So the Seven of Pentacles is like, am I doing the right thing card here? And then we have the Four of Pentacles that's like, because you feel like you're not sure that you're doing the right thing, it's like overly controlling things a bit because you're so concerned about getting a favorable outcome that at every single turn you feel like you need to control it. So this is somewhat of a message from spirit. I was going to say warning, but warning is too harsh. Um, because there's no like detriment happening here. This is just, a changing of energy uh, that you are engaging in. You're changing the energy for yourself under your own steam. So this is like in this reading, the Four of Pentacles is kind of like the choose your battles card, where You really have to assess things in each situation because in this kind of scenario where you are moving away from a relationship, there's kind of arguing and finding yourselves at loggerheads and arguing over whether you should stay or whether you should go, what belongings that you're going to take with you, how much you're going to get, that kind of thing. Just what happens in a breakup, right? So this is like you need to closely examine what you're going to fight for and what you're going to let go because of the energy that you need to expend in this situation. You know, you're sick and tired already. You don't need to tire yourself out in spinning your wheels and things that don't really matter. And the other thing is that pentacles are about the material realm, and so is one's ego, right? So, and you have the high priestess here that talks about the spiritual side of yourself, and that be sure that you're not, too heavy in your ego, and that you're checking in with your heart and your intuition as well. There needs to be a balance here, and that will ease this feeling of being burdened. And that this fool energy of taking the leap can really be a difference of taking the leap and taking flight or taking a leap and falling down, you know? Queen of Wands. Wow, Queen of Wands is coming out a lot in the past handful of weeks. Had a lot of queens and like the King of Pentacles comes out a lot too. Also the King of Swords. Because the court cards really represent, a building of things and accomplishing things. And the entire collective, Zodiac collective, are in an energy of production and course correction, right? Whereas last year and the 20 years before it were engaging in whatever we're engaging in and trying to move towards goals, but feeling that we're spinning our wheels and wasn't really the most supportive energy for to get things done. So it was a very long time of feeling stuck. But now we're moving into a more supportive energy where we're getting a lot of wands and king and queen of swords where there's and even towers and death and that kind of thing where there's a lot of demolishing and building things up, but with a strong foundation this time, where before it was like we are trying to build on quicksand. It just wasn't working. So Queen of Wands is about, you know, setting ourselves to a task, to working towards a task, but with confidence and enjoyment, you know, optimism. What else we got here? Yeah. So the Five of Cups is there's a little bit of looking back towards where we were. And we just talked about that the past 20 years, right? And it's significant coming up next to the Queen of Wands because this is optimism versus pessimism here. And that the Queen of Wands really needs to overcome this pessimism here, this residual pessimism, right? This leftover feeling of, oh, everything is terrible. to finally coming into the realization that things are no longer terrible, that I am being supportive, and things are looking up now. What else do we have, Spirit? Okay, great. We've got two more. Can we have two more? There's one more, two. Thank you. So we have here, 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 right? Okay. So we have, look at that. The Nine of Wands doubling down. This is an acknowledgement that you are okay. Hold on now. So I just looked at this diagonal line here, right? We're going to go backwards because we have from the bottom, we've got the sick and tired card. We've got a relationship. We've got the mourning over that, the pain and toil in that relationship. And we've got the Page of Cups, your best interests, which you don't feel are being met. Your needs are not being met, and you're sick of it. The Six of Pentacles is about you. This is okay. Yeah. Okay. This is about you being as generous as you can with your okay. So if you're not watching, if you're just listening, the Six of Pentacles is the card where the merchant is giving alms to beggars, right? Which implies being generous with one's resources and money and that kind of thing, but it almost never means this. It means being generous with your time and energy and forgiveness and that kind of thing and patience, right? Because here we have feeling overburdened but optimistic in your own life, in improving your life. We've got a situation here that you're dealing with that spirit is saying, don't forget to be uh, generous with, and Page of Swords, clarity. So the being generous and the clarity is really seeing the forest for the trees. Again, understanding the choosing your battles, and the generosity is talking about sometimes conceding, having compromise, and conceding to the other side. Okay, if they want to be right on this one, let them have it. I'm not going to fight it. You know, that kind of thing. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to make sure I give them grace, you know, and I'm not going to be vicious about things. I'm going to be rational. This is all what this card encompasses here. Then we've got yeah, of course, we've got the tower in the center here on top of the lovers. This is an ending of a relationship. And the tower can indicate a certain level of trauma with the ending. So it can be things like deciding to end things after a fight, um, some kind of revelation that causes you to make a drastic decision, a revelation like you find out that you're being cheated on. You find out that, I don't know, that your lover stole a large amount of money from you. Something like that that you didn't have control over that was traumatic to you that caused you to make this decision again. Queen of Cups, yeah, for sure. Reversed? No. So Queen of Cups is talking about conserving your energy in the midst of these cards because again with the Four of Pentacles, that's proving to be very, very important in this reading because the Queen of Cups is here on top of it. The Queen of Cups is about protecting one's heart, one's interest, one's feelings, one's energy, right? So this is like again in the midst of the whole choosing your battles thing. It's like really is this assessing each situation and each fight like is it really worth me expending my energy on this? Or shall I just conserve my energy on this and let it go? Or is it worth getting upset over that kind of thing, right? So, this is all being kind to oneself. So, and the other thing is here, um, that Spirit wants me to tell you is that don't let the Four of Pentacles go too far in the generosity card because you are Cancers. You guys are nurturing. You guys tend to overgive, right? You nurture to a fault. So the Queen of Cups is also talking about be careful not to put the other person in this situation before you. Protect your interests. Put yourself first. And always have that in mind. In everything in this situation, Cancer comes first. And I think that's what we're going to call this reading. Okay? Put yourself first, especially in this week, Cancer, because this is going to be an exhausting fight, and you are fighting with someone who is putting their own interests at heart, which is why you're in this tower situation in the first place, because they're not minding your feelings. So you need to look out for your own. Okay, Cancer? So I believe that is the reading, guys. Advice cards? No. Yeah, Spirit has not been giving out advice cards lately. Yeah. I think that Spirit doesn't think that you need it because you're in a supportive energy now. Um, so we're all on our way. For those of you who follow me, I've been talking about for months that there have been, it's been this kind of energy of being at an airport. And if you look in my community post, there is a post about that asking about whether you guys have dreams about being in a station or an airport or whatever. Because all of us were kind of changing paths, you know, and waiting for our ship or a train or a plane to come in, right? But this is kind of an energy of being on our plane. We're well on our way now. So there's no more, the advice cards are kind of like the arrival departure board, like, but we're past that. We're on our trains, planes, automobiles type thing, and we're well on our way. So If you're feeling frustrated or in despair, just know that you're not in a tribulation, you're just in a transition, and look forward to things getting better. And this week, you should feel like you're moving towards that. So try and hold on to your Queen of Wands optimism. Okay? Looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. I answer every single one with glee. I love engaging with you guys. Okay? Don't forget to like and subscribe because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's a quick gesture that costs you nothing but means the world to me. So I thank you in advance. Okay? Don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on future readings. I have playlists that are very helpful. If you look on my channel in the playlist section, there are tidy lists of by zodiac sign and type of reading that I think you'll find helpful. So you can binge if you would like. Have a look at your moon, rising, and north node signs. Those are also just as important. Some, like north node, is almost important as your sun sign. So if you don't know what those are, you can calculate them for free online. Just Google it, calculate my blank sign, my north node, moon sign, that kind of what I just mentioned, and then come back to the Grasshopper channel and listen to those corresponding videos. I'm sure you'll find them helpful. Okay? So enjoy your week. I will speak to you soon, Cancer. Love, light, and many blessings.